office. Tell them that we are using you no longer, whoever they are saying. Go to the secretary office.
Or do you have a mic I can pin here? This one is very clear. When you're ready, let me know.
Check 1, 2.
Thank you very much.
Check 1, 2.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Just testing the microphone.
Changing the.
So when it prompts me, thank you. Good morning, dear students. On behalf of the management of the University of Benin, we want to very specially welcome you all to this orientation program, which is a tradition of our university. It is a program designed to seamlessly assimilate you into the university environment and for you to know what is expected of you. It is a program designed to ensure that you know everything that you need to know about the University of Benin. It's a program designed to ensure that you know your rights, you know the various services that are available, you know what it is that is expected of you, so that in 4 years' time, 5 years' time, or 6 years' time, depending on the program or the course that you are studying in university, you will graduate in flying colors, and your parents and the society generally will be extremely very proud of you. My name is Professor Mike Omoingberale. I'm the Master of Ceremony for this orientation program. I also hold other positions in this university. I'm the University Chairman of Ceremonial Committee and also the University Orator. During the course of this orientation program, which is first of its kind, virtual, we'll have various resource persons who will be talking to you, who will be informing you of so many things that you need to know, a lot of opportunities that are available in this university. But of this great university, talking about our Vice Chancellor, she is Professor Lillian Imwetian Salami, the Vice Chancellor of our great university. She is in the arduous task of running the university. She's assisted by a team of what we refer to as other principal officers, deans, directors, heads of departments, so that they all seem, everybody will work together to ensure that you get the very best of education in the university. In a few minutes or so, I will be handing over to the Madam Vice Chancellor, who is our Vice Chancellor, to address you, and more importantly, to welcome you as new students of this university. Other members of staff or the principal team, the principal officers of this university, we have the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Mrs. A. Osahon. We also have Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics. We have Professor David Izeko. We have Deputy Vice Chancellor of Kewa Campus, Professor Igene. We have also the Registrar of the University, Mr. Ebobola, the University Bossa, Dr. Imade, and yes, Imade, and of course we have the University Librarian, we have Dr. Luke Obasui. I will introduce other members of the university management team, the deans and all later, but for now, I want to hand over the microphone to the Vice Chancellor of the greatest university in Nigeria, the University of Benin, Professor Mrs. Lillian Salami, to please address our new students. Madam Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, the University Orator, Professor Mike Omogbelali. It is my pleasure to address you all, our dear students, on the occasion of the 2020-2021 academic session orientation program designed to educate you about this great citadel of learning, where you have gained admission, and to give you the right direction in which you are expected to go throughout your sojourn here. The University of Benin, as you must be aware by now, is one of the most sought after universities in these parts of the globe. It is important, therefore, that you take seriously the fundamental reason for your being here, which is to learn and to become worthy in learning and character in order to deserve the University of Benin certificates. Notably, personalities in the university still will be talking to you on various topics through the orientation program. I enjoin you to pay serious attention to all these lectures. As students, there are certain necessary things you must do. You must attend your lectures regularly. You must obey all rules and regulations of the university, because the university has zero tolerance for deviant behaviors. Do not be caught on the wrong side of the law. Always remember that there is no shortcut to success. Therefore, you must learn to work hard to achieve success. There are rules that are against your membership of serious secret courts and societies. Also, there are rules that forbid the engagement in any form of examination malpractices. There are also rules that regulate your use of facilities that the university has put at your disposal to make your stay pleasurable and memorable. In these times of COVID-19, there are also protocols to ensure your safety and the safety of others that you must follow. Wear your face mask always. Imbibe cleanliness habits and maintain physical distancing as much as possible. I also want to add that you should be security conscious, as you must keep your eyes open and report any suspicious movement to appropriate authorities. There are telephone numbers displayed in strategic places on campus so that useful information could be passed as quickly as possible. Find out also to read your students' handbooks and the recently introduced handbook on dress codes to know the do's and don'ts as far as your physical appearance is concerned. Finally, be a worthy ambassador in and out of campus and make the university proud of you at all times. Shun negative company and be focused on your studies. Distinguished students, I welcome you to this great citadel of learning. May God bless you, guide and keep you so that the quest for educational excellence, which has attracted you and brought you to this university, will become a reality. We are proud of you and we want to remain proud of you. Thank you, my distinguished students, for listening. He's muted. He's muted.
our students for the first time in all the years that we refer to them today as distinguished students. And so if you are a distinguished student, you also have to behave in such manner that will be a pride to the University of Benin, and you can also be a pride to our nation, and more importantly, to your parents who have worked very hard assiduously to ensure that you come to this great university. Once again, Madam Vice Chancellor, we thank you so much. At this point, we want to move on to give you a bit of a rundown of the activities we have today for the orientation program for our new students. In a few minutes, we'll have a very brief history of the university. It is important for you to know a bit of history about this university, how the university came to be, where the university stands today in the Committee of Universities. Did somebody just wake up one day and just put the university in one place? What happened? What led to it? And how has the university metamorphosed over the years to be the best university in sub-Saharan Africa, the University of Benin? You'll be hearing about that in a few minutes. Then immediately after that, I will invite my brother, my friend, the chairman, University Admission Board, to inform us about the clearance process, what we call physical clearance. But we may not see, you may not be here physically, but I want to appeal to you guys that as soon as the chairman comes on board, wherever you are in your house, you have to give him you have to clap for him, because he's the man that admitted all of you into the university. So you will clap for him in your house. If you clap for him, I'm sure in spirit you will hear. Also, there's what we call sustaining leadership with good health. In the course of your sojourn in the University of Benin for the next couple of years, there are definitely going to be some challenges. We don't envisage that you have very serious challenges, and some of these challenges could be health related. And when it does happen, who is better placed to ensure that all this you are well taken care of? The director of Health Center of the university will be here to speak on that and tell you how you can assess the health facilities of the university, but more importantly, how you can, as much as possible, be in good health. One of the biggest problems, the scourge of universities' campuses today, is the issue of drug abuse among our youths, amongst our students on campuses. And we want to curb that menace. And the Professor P.O. Igbenadua will be speaking on that. Security is a very important aspect, especially the modern day Nigeria. And so the University of Benin and our immediate society environs is also not left out of the security issues that confront us as people, as a society, and as a nation. So the Chief Security Officer of our university, Mrs. A.R. Osifo, will also be here to inform us and talk a little bit to us on how we should be very, very security conscious while we are in school. In the same vein, the university, for now, that you are now a student, for the first time, you are going to be away from your parents. You're going to be away from your guardian. And you have basically had your time to yourself. Nobody is going to tell you when to read. Nobody is going to tell you when to go to class. Nobody is going to tell you anything. You are now on your own. But sometimes we have a situation that this newfound freedom, per se, that some of us don't know how to manage it. So we have a very erudite scholar in the person of Professor Mrs. Lucy Erahome, who will come here and inform you, talk to you, advise you on how to manage your time in the university, on how to study. There's what we call study management, how to do your studies. Because sometimes it's not always the case that all of you must graduate in 4 years' time or 5 or 6 years' time, depending on the course that you are studying. Some of you graduate in 1 year or 2 years. That is not your portion. But we pray that you do not have to graduate in 1 or 2 years without a degree. Because if you do not study hard, you do not manage your time, you'll find that at the end of the day, and that of your colleagues is that they will graduate with a certificate 4 years later, but you will graduate without a certificate. And then rules and regulations. Rules and regulations. In every society, there are rules and there are regulations that keep the society sane, and everybody must abide by such rules and regulations. Reverend B. Owiego will also be informing you and talking to you about that. And then, now we're just talking what it is that the university can provide for you. What about when in situations where these services are not readily available, or they are not effectively or efficiently dispersed to you? What do? Do you have a right to complain? Do you have a right to make, a complaint to somebody and say, I'm expected to have a class at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. The lecturer hasn't been coming. I'm expected to have certain amenities in the hostel, but unfortunately, we do not have it. Who do you talk to? Who do you complain to ensure that these services are effectively and efficiently, dispersed to you? The man in charge of that unit of this university, his name is Professor Ray Ozola. He will be around to talk to you in about 5 or 10 minutes, or for about 5 or 10 minutes, to let you know how you can pass such information, across to those in charge. And then we're also not unaware that there could be certain issues that could be psychological. It may not be psychological, it could be financial, it could be health related, and you need to talk to somebody. That is where the counselor comes in. The university has a counseling program for our students. And so the chairman of the counseling unit, Professor Mrs. V.E.I. Audu, will also be here and inform you on what it is that you need to do and how you have to avail yourself when you need to talk to somebody. And of course, last but most certainly not the least, amongst the talks for today, your health, your safety, and your environment. The topic alone already says it, your health, your safety, and your environment. Because it's only when you are in good health, when you are safe, and a conducive environment is available for you, provided for you by the university authority, that is the only way you can excel. And it is our job, it is our responsibility to ensure that you excel in this university. And so Dr. Enoma O. Igudia will also be here to talk to you about your health, your safety, and the environment. So basically, that is all what it is that we have for you today. Please stay tuned, don't switch off, don't go anywhere. At this minute, I want to give you a brief history of the University of Benin. This university, the University of Benin, was founded in 1970, precisely on the 23rd of November, 1970. That is our Founders Day. And so to commemorate this day, every 23rd of November, every year, the university celebrates what we refer to as the Founders Day. We remember the day the university was founded. It started as an institute of technology, and it was accorded the status, in other words, it became a full-fledged university by the National University Commission, NUC, on the 1st of July, 1971. In his budget speech in April 1972, the then military governor of Midwestern State, Colonel S.O. Ogbemudia of blessed memory, or we cannot say Brigadier S.O. Ogbemudia of blessed memory, formally changed the name from the Institute of Technology to the University of Benin. And on the 1st of April 1975, the university, at the request of the state government, was taken over by the federal government, and it became a federal university. There are two main campuses of this university. The first is Ubo campus, which is the main campus where we are now and where we are broadcasting from this morning, and other satellite campuses located within and outside the state. But within Benin City itself, we have another major campus, which is the Ekewan campus. In fact, that is actually where the university started from, Ekewan campus. Today, the university has grown persistently from strength to strength, with rising number of faculties, departments, institutes, and units following the NUC directive. NUC is a supervisory organ of our universities in Nigeria. The university experimented with the colleges system in 1991 and 1992, and between 1992 and 1993. For the reasons best known to the system, to the university, thereafter, we reverted back to, or we reverted, I beg your pardon, to the faculty system, which is what we operate presently, except for the School of Medicine, Dentistry, Basic Medical Sciences, and Institute of Child Health. In this institute, we have a provost as the administrative head, and presently is the head of the College of Medical Sciences. The faculties that makes up the University of Benin presently are the School of Medicine, School of Dentistry, School of Basic Medical Sciences. These three schools makes up the College of Medical Sciences and is headed by the provost, as I mentioned a few seconds ago. They also have the School of Postgraduate Studies, headed by the dean. You have Faculty of Agriculture. All the faculties are headed by a dean. I will tell you their names in a few minutes. We have Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Environmental Science, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Life Sciences, Faculty of Physical Sciences, Faculty of Management Sciences, Faculty of Social Sciences, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, Institute of Child Health, and Institute of Public Administration and Extension Services. And in all these faculties, colleges, and institutes and schools, the university offers courses at postgraduate, undergraduate, and diploma and certificate, and diplomas and certificate. Presently, the student population of this university stands over 45,000 students, both full-time and part-time, proportionally distributed among the various faculties, schools, and institutes. It is University of Benin, a research university, and is also affiliated to the Association of African Universities. The current Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. L.I. Salami, who is the second female Vice Chancellor, produced by the university after the first ever in Nigeria and University of Benin, Professor Grace Alele Williams. That's just a brief history. Other information about the University of Benin, I will definitely be informing you about them later. How the organogram of the university, who heads the university, who is in charge of policy, in charge of policy, who heads academic activities. I want to invite my friend, my brother, is the man that admitted all of you into this university. And look at him, you see his face, because all you saw in your system was to say, your status changed to admitted. It is the man that is responsible for it. So I'm about to invite him. Clap for him in your house or wherever you are, or the hostel. Clap for him. Please welcome Professor O.K. Omorogiwa, Chairman University Admission Board, to please, say one or two things about the process of physical clearance. My brother.
Thank you very much. I will not be able to talk like the orator, but I will just say for the business of today. So students, I want to congratulate you. Having first received congratulations from JAM, now you are getting another one from us, saying that you have scaled through the hurdles of getting into this university, which is the most sought after in terms of quality in this country. We know that by the time you are admitted, it's a thing of joy, both for you and for your family. So I say congratulations once again. So today, in this orientation ceremony, I will first correct the heading on which I'm supposed to be talking on, physical clearance. We no more do physical clearance. Our clearance is now online. Thank God for the initiative of our Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Lillian Salami, who is quite innovative and forward-looking, and she had brought up this innovation and we are following through. So the process of online clearance goes like this. The moment you receive a congratulatory message in your JAMB portal, which says that you have been admitted, you are to download the admission letter from the JAMB COFA CAPS. And thereafter, you will receive an email from the University of Benin. The email will contain your username and password, which will enable you to create a portal in the University of Benin. When you create that portal, you will now have an ID number. That ID number is unique to you, and you can always access the University of Benin portal with that ID number. Having obtained the ID number, you need to pay the acceptance fee, which is mandatory for all universities in our country. Having paid the acceptance fee, then you'll be able to access the contents of the portal, wherein you will now see that you need to upload a lot of documents that will establish your identity with us in the university. Such documents include your birth certificates or sworn age declaration, a letter showing that you have accepted this admission, a letter of your local government of origin, and then your O-level results, your JAMB results, and the JAMB admission letter. All these will be uploaded. And in addition to that, you're also expected to get a letter of referee or a guarantor's letter from your parents or somebody who stands in place of your parents, an affidavit of good conduct, affidavit of non-membership of secret courts, and then you need to scratch an O-level card with which we'll be able to check your results and be sure that the O-level results you are presented to us are in agreement with what is in the WAEC, NECO, or NAPTEB website. We accept WAEC O-level results, NECO level results, and NAPTEB O-level results for all programs. And we also accept the London GCE and its equivalent as part of what is required for you to be cleared into the university. Well, the admission that you receive from JAMB is provisional admission. You can be said to be admitted in full when you have scaled the hurdles of clearance. We require also, in addition to the picture that we receive from JAMB, with which you sat for the JAMB exam, another picture in a red background, which must be in agreement with that which you uploaded in JAMB. We will see those two pictures, and if they are in agreement, then we'll continue the process of clearance. In the event that any of your documents lacks harmony or sequencing, because we have seen situations whereby the dates of birth in the WAEC certificate is different from the date of birth in either your birth certificate or the sworn affidavit, then the issue is you can't have two dates of birth, but we stand with the one that is in the WAEC certificate. So, except of course, if you can convince WAEC or NECO or NAPTEB to now modify that birth certificate, to now change that date that is written in their results, then that's fine. But or else, we stand with the results, we stand with the date of birth in the WAEC, NECO, or NAPTEB certificate, which must all be in harmony. Now, once you have uploaded, and then that means you have requested clearance. When you have uploaded and submit your downloaded files or uploaded files, then you have requested clearance. Then the clearance officer will now have access to these materials and inspect them and confirm that they are true. If for any reason, there's a reason why the clearance officer cannot clear you, there is also a communication box in your portal where the information will be given to you. And from there, you can make the necessary amends. It's important to note that some people on this process, do not allow anyone to dissuade you from what have been written down that you need to do. Everything you submit to us, we find a way of testing that they are genuine. If in the event we find out that there is falsification or fraud, then you will be called to question. The clearance process is not the last process of clearance. There is another one that will come at the point of your 300 level, even though that is not a clearance process, but it's part of it, which is the screening. Enjoy the environment as it is serene and prepare for learning. And we are fortunate at this point to have a vice chancellor that is desirous of making the environment second to none when it comes to comfort for everyone who have the opportunity to use the university. So I count you fortunate to be admitted to the University of Benin at a time like this. Thank you, and I wish you God's blessing and hard work and favor as you continue in your studies here. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I know the students, Mr. Chairman, sir, I know the students do not have opportunity to ask questions, but there's one that I want to ask on behalf of the students who are watching. All these processes that you listed out for physical, for clearance, online clearance that has been done, what in a situation where some of the students, they have done all this, yet rather they have uploaded all the information. I know of somebody, for example, for the past, who was taken admitted in first batch. Until now, the person has still not been cleared. What will such a person do?
Well, the upload of students into the portal was not based on matches. At the time we commenced the online clearance about 6 weeks ago, every student who had been admitted were qualified to upload. Some students did not upload their papers properly. In some situations, you find out that they upload a miniature version of the documents. So they are giving information. That's why we have the information portal, where they are able, not really a portal, a communication box in their own portal, where they are able to make communications with us. Like I have said, for everyone who is qualified, they will surely be clear. There's no need for any anxiety. Now, what they will not tell you is that they won't tell you the errors that they have made why they have not been cleared. The parent came to my office and said, oh, my child have uploaded and have not been cleared. I said, yes. I said, but did you receive any information? I said, just that. The picture that was uploaded horizontally, not vertically. And they told her to change it. I said, yes. You see, when you get a comment like that, you go and stay now on the queue. You move to the back. So others that were now there before you will be attended to. So a lot of them expect that the moment they upload anything, by the next minute you are responding to it. There are others waiting on the queue. So if you have a problem like that, the moment you correct it, then you have joined the queue. Be patient; it will still get to you, and you can be sure that it will get to everybody. And like I tell you, because it's online clearance. We do not have we don't have time schedule to work. The clearance officers, they work all through the time. Some work even at night to ensure that this work is done. And we even have a particular center which is not disclosed to anybody, where we also assemble and rub minds on the way to make things work better. So we are here to serve you, and we are sure we are serving you well. We will serve you better. Just be patient. You will surely be cleared. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Omorubiwa, Chairman, University Admission Board, for the information that you've provided to our students. And of course, our dear students, I'm sure you have heard from him. And please do what it is that you have been told to do, because it's not just enough to always complain. The most important thing is to do what you are asked to do. It's only after you have done that, then you probably have a room to say, okay, fine, I've done what I was told to do, but I still have issues, okay? So one of the ways that you're going to move in seamlessly through this university is to ensure that the first rule is that do what you are told to do by your lecturers and by the university management. That is following the rules and regulations. Now, when you come to the university, you are primarily here to study. You are primarily here to study, I repeat it. Don't forget that it is your parents sent you here to study so that you can be a better person in life. But studies entails so many things. It entails going to class. It entails being in the class and receiving lectures over time. It also entails having access to resources such as the internet facilities where you can access some books or journals. And of course, where you can also access the books in the university library. The university library, our university library, is about one of the biggest in the nation. It is stocked with so many books, up-to-date books, that if you access them, you go through them, you would definitely not have a problem in studying in this university. And that unit of the university is headed by a principal officer, that is the university librarian. And normally we tease him that the man has to be a librarian, he has read all the books in the library. That is the only way he can recommend the books to you to read. The book that he has not read, he can't recommend it to you. He is here to tell you how to access the library, not just how to utilize the library, but even more importantly, the place of the library in a university education. Because without the library, the university cannot function effectively or very effectively as an educational, in the educational space. So our librarian is here this morning, dear students. You want to meet him for the first time. He's here to come and talk to you and tell you on how to utilize the library in the university educational system. His name is Dr. Luke Obasui.
Thank you, my brother, for the introduction. Great Uniben students, I'm happy to be here to talk to you about the library and your education. As a student of University of Benin, having been matriculated, the next thing that will be of primary importance to you is to plan your education and how to excel. The place of the library in university education cannot be overemphasized. If there is a university, there is a library. And therefore, you must take the library serious if you have come to the university to study. First of all, let me briefly tell you, highlight the 4 major components of the library you'll be seeing. The kind of library you are going to meet here in the university is quite different from what you have experienced in your secondary school. Most times, libraries in secondary schools are just one room, but you are coming into a system where you have a whole building or even 2, all filled with books and other electronic resources. To be able to guide you properly, to support, the library is a support service in terms of educational pursuit. The library, the first thing you will see in the library are books and learning materials, whether in the print form or in the electronic form. You will find personnel, library staff, librarians, library officers who are there to manage the library, the resources, and to provide services. You have the list is also there. And the last but not the least, the user, which includes you as a student. Therefore, there's going to be a synergy between the user, the students, we who are the library staff, and the resources and services we are going to provide. It is generally known that a successful student is a student that uses the library. We find out these days that most students feel that there is no need for the library. Whatever information I need, I just go online. That is not entirely true. Yes, you can go online and get anything you want. But is everything you find there useful? Is it of good quality? No. That is why the library is constantly there to guide you. So for you to succeed as a student in this university, you must make use of the library. The university library has been described as the academic heart, the hub, the nerve center, the backbone, the cornerstone, and the engine that grease and bake professionals in the world today, including you. The university library. The university library is called the John Harris Library. And the system that we run here in the university is a decentralized library system, where you have the main library, we have the e-library, and we also have faculty libraries. In every faculty in this university, there is a faculty library to bring information, resources, and services closer to the end users. So in your faculty, there is a library. All you need to do is go to the library and register. You will be given a card and an identity to be able to have access to the resources. And as a student, one of the rights you have is that you are entitled to use the books in the library free of charge. So long as you have paid your school fees and you have registered with the library, you can borrow as much as 4 textbooks at a time for a given period of 2 weeks. The library is there for you. With evidence of your payment of school fees, you can register free of charge in our e-library, whereby the computers are there, the electronic databases are there, and you have at least a minimum of 2 hours every day to use the resources and services there, free of charge. You don't need to have your spend money on data if you can access the library, whether in your faculty library, in the main library, or in the e-library. So we are encouraging you today to come to the library and register. Make the library your friend. We try as much as possible to tailor our collection in the library towards courses that are taken in the university. In collaboration with the lecturers, we have been able to collect books and other learning materials that can support every course in the university. So whatever course you are reading, fine art, engineering, medicine, there are core textbooks that have been provided. And the university vice chancellor have been very, very supportive. Whatever we need to make sure that you are provided with the information you need for your study are well taken care of. All we need to do is that make yourself available. And we know very well that the teaching and the knowledge you get in the classroom, fine, adequate, but you still need to do your self-study to discover more. That is where you can break the grounds and perform excellently well. When I was in school myself, I used to have at least 4 textbooks on every subject. 4. On every topic, I will read the 4 and make my own conclusions. So based on that, there is no way I won't be able to perform. And I admonish you, the resources are there, the librarians. Come and discuss with us your assignments. If you have a research project, you have difficulty, come. We will look at it together. The staff are there to help you analyze your topic, help you with your conceptual framework, your methodology. We are there to assist. It's part of our function in the library. Discuss with us. Let us know your problem. Let us know your weak points. And we will come in and assist. Also, for you to be able to use the library adequately, you must develop yourself to some extent. Basic skills in information searching and retrieval. You can come as a group, you can come individually. That would put you through. And when we say, when we organize orientation in the library, try and participate. Come and know your collection, where your books are in the library. Every faculty, every department, every subject, the books are grouped together. You know where your books are. So that when you come to the library, you don't just start wasting time and moving around, checking almost about 250, 300,000 volumes of books that we have. So orientation in the library, participate very well. And make sure you follow all the rules and regulations in the library. Also, in the e-library, where we have our digital collection, we also have facilities there for your training. That in every faculty, there is a desk officer who is waiting to attend to you. I want to admonish you from this little discussion we have had that John Harris Library is prized among one of the best libraries in Nigerian universities today. In terms of accreditation, we are top. Most of the courses in the universities have been accredited and the library has passed because we have provided more than enough materials and resources to support teaching and learning in those areas. I wish you the best. I thank you for listening. I hope to see you in the library. We are there waiting for you, to guide you, to support you, so that at the end, if all of you can make a first class out of this university, it will be our joy and our pride. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. Our dear students, just heard from the university librarian, and I need not to tell you that the library section of the university is very, very important to your academic success in the university. Right about now, we'll just go straight to the next item on our program, and it is on your health. You need to be healthy to stay on campus, to achieve your goals as a student while in the University of Benin. And to be speaking on sustaining studentship with good health is no other person than the Director of the Health Services of the University of Benin, Dr. Mrs. C.O. Inofe. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good morning, successful students. I want to join others to congratulate you on gaining admission to University of Benin, UniBest. Incidentally, we all passed through here some time ago. And with this confidence, I'm sure that you too, one day, will be somewhere that God has destined you. On behalf of the management of the university, I'm here to talk to you, educate you on how you can remain healthy throughout your period in the University of Benin. Like the last speaker said, he wished everyone gets first class, which would have been beautiful. And you can only achieve this when you are healthy. There's a saying that health is wealth. Anything you want to do at all, you must be healthy to achieve a result. When sickness comes in, your program is already dented. And nobody knows when it can happen. So the main reason I'm here this morning is to talk to you, to educate you, to inform you on a few things you can do so that you can stay healthy. There are a lot of sicknesses that are preventable. Just by common lifestyle, you can remain healthy. And that's exactly what we wish you in this university. So, we have a university health medical center where we cater for the sick. And in fact, as you come in as a fresh student, it's expected that you do a medical clearance. In fact, your admission to an extent is based on you being declared medically fit to undergo the study you have chosen to study. So that is the beginning of it. And if I may also start with the times we are in the past, we used to have this lecture with you sitting here and everybody here. But the times we are in, about that now, that is why we are doing this virtual mode of giving this lecture. You all know and you are aware of what the times we are in, the pandemic era that has been ravaging the whole world, not only Nigeria, but the whole world. So to start with, as you come in here, you will see right from the gate, no mask, no face mask, no entering. So in fact, the university is serious about mask. Even as you move around on campus, put on your mask. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water. You can also use the hand sanitizer. Sanitizer containing up to 70% alcohol to clean your hands, to sanitize your hands. And please try as much as possible not to be crowded in any of the activities you are doing. Because I know that as you do your clearance and all that, you are going to be in places where a lot of you will be. Please, like the chairman of admissions said, everybody will be attended to. So take your turn, give that spacing that is recommended by WHO so that we can keep healthy, because we know that if this virus comes into a system, in no time, it spreads around. So by wearing masks, you're not only protecting yourself, you're also protecting your fellow students, your teachers, everybody with you in that community. So please, let's try and stay on to these protocols. It's not burdensome when you think of the gains you are to get from it. So don't consider it as a burden. So that's been there. So we now come to the main talk. So the health services, the medical center is where we cater for all conditions of health conditions affecting students and staff. So some of you, as newcomers in the system, you'll be wondering, where is this medical center? We don't pray for you to visit us throughout your stay, but in case you need to know where it's situated. So you can access the medical center through Ethiop Road, can also access the medical center through Abuja Road, where you have the Faculty of Law. In fact, the medical center shares boundary with Department of Agric to the south and Geoscience to the east. Our signpost is just out there, stands out there along Ethiop Road on your way to the Vice Chancellor's Lodge. In terms of staff, the University Medical Center is equipped with qualified, experienced, and dedicated staff in all healthcare fields. That is to say, we have qualified and experienced doctors, nurses, pharmacists, we have laboratory scientists, and so on. So when you come there, be rest assured that you will get one of the best care you can access, at least in this community. When we talk of facilities, we have a lot of facilities in our medical center. We have X-ray facilities, we have ultrasound, we have laboratory investigations, we even have a surgical theater, and we have pharmacy where we dispense drugs that are prescribed to you by the doctor. And we have a surgical theater where we carry out operations. So when you come, you see how the place is, and it's well equipped, I can assure you. So by way of activities in the medical center, we carry out a lot of activities in the medical center. We have routine consultations from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Routine consultations. That is, no matter when your problem started, you come in that period, you are seen without any hassle. This is Mondays to Fridays. And we run 24-hour emergency services. These are public holidays, weekends. If you have any emergency, you can come in, we'll see you 24/7. We are open. We also carry out other activities in all the above listed facilities. In addition, we have immunization program. Both the federal government expanded program on immunization and peculiar immunizations that are needed by some students, like the medical students, when they are going to clinical areas, there are certain immunizations they need and things like that. Of course, this pandemic era too, we do have immunization when we have supply from the local government area. Then what is this health about? We're talking about health. Yes, you need health to achieve anything at all. You need to be in good health. So the WHO defines health as a state of physical, mental, and social well-being, not necessarily the absence of disease or infirmity. So when you say you are healthy, it's not just that your body is not hot, or your leg is not aching, or your tooth is not aching, that you are healthy. For you to say that you are healthy, you must be healthy, you must be well, you know, in your physical, mental state, and as well as your social state. So, talking about health and wellness, there are tips that will help you to maintain this all-round health as you sojourn or as you pass through the University of Benin in order for you to achieve what you have come here for. Remember that you came here for a purpose, and to achieve that purpose, you must be healthy. That is why it's important that you take note of what we are telling you today. They may be simple, but you need to do them. So what are the health tips we need? Now, nutrition is the most basic thing you need. Good nutrition to be healthy all the time. So you have to eat well. Eating well is not just, when you say eat well,